Hello and welcome everybody. My name's Rose Smith from AbsoluteSoulSecrets.com. Thank you for joining me for the Capricorn May horoscope. And what a really big month we all have happening this month. Okay, quite a fair bit going on. Mercury in Gemini is going retrograde on the 10th of May until the 3rd of June. There's a little thing called a shadow period either side of those dates, maybe around 5 or 7 days, something like that. So you sort of have to factor that in, especially if you're going to sign any important documents. Okay, maybe best to put them off because you might have to revisit and make some new decisions because something changes after probably maybe the 5th or the 10th of June. And then you have to revisit the documents. We also have Jupiter changing signs and houses, which is big for everybody. We had Pluto going retrograde on the 29th of April. For those of you who have been doing the hard yards on something, you might feel a bit of a reprieve. Things slow down and maybe the intensity is just not as strong. There is a lunar eclipse as well on the 16th. We have a partial solar eclipse on the 1st for Australia and New Zealand only. I'll talk more about that. So you can see there really is a lot happening, a lot of significant shifts this month. Just briefly, I'll tell you what I do. I like to draw 2 tarot cards as theme cards for the month for you. We'll have a look at your horoscope in depth then. If you are new, subscribe and be alive and hit that notification bell right now. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go to the board and see what the cards have to say. Firstly, before we get stuck into your horoscope here. Alrighty. Okay, so the first card could be like the first half of the month perhaps, if you want to think in terms of time, or you might prefer to think of them together. Let's see how we go. Let's go with that one. Okay, so Capricorn in May. It's like a white or off-white scroll that I'm seeing, and I'm just going over the top. New information, new rules. Oh, God, rules and regulations. Maybe it won't bother you too much, Capricorn, because you're ruled by Saturn. And so probably another thing of, looking at it, another way of looking at it is just to call it structure. New structures, new policies, new procedures, maybe administration or some sort of organisation of your life. Okay, the card that comes up is the Justice card. Primarily, this refers to karmic justice, natural, L-O-R-E. Although, if you do have something going on to do with human law, L-A-W, this can help you. Jupiter, which is changing signs going into your 4th house of home and family, is also associated with legalities and law. So this is all about weighing things up and making a decision. You don't have all of the information. That's why she's dressed in black. Some things are hidden. However, she has an owl on her shoulder. So you've just got to listen to your intuition, and that'll tell you the way to go. A lot of red here indicates action to be taken. Okay, so that's very significant. Now let's have a look, Courageous Capricorn, at the second card of the month, and we'll see what we get. Closing my eyes, I've got the colour aqua. It's the aqua blue, so it's got a bit of green in it, but more blue. Of course, it's a bit like a union between maybe the ground, the earth. There's some sort of earthiness to it, but also the sky, the ideas. And so you might be able to put your ideas into practice and actually get some physical results this month. Okay, be careful with your money because the 5 of Pentacles indicates that there's some sort of slowdown with cash or some sort of financial issue. Interestingly, your ruler here, Saturn, is in your 2nd house of finances, indicating that there is restriction around money for many Capricorns at the moment. it depends how you look at it, because sometimes it's those restrictions that encourage us to do something about it. And you can see here in the window there's lots of different colours in sort of different panes of glass in different colours. So there's a way out of this, and you can be creative and think of a way that you can express yourself in a colourful way that will alleviate your financial situation. Typically, Saturn spends 2 to 2.5 years in each house. It's 24 degrees, into it. So it's only got another 6 degrees to go. So, we're not talking about years and years. We're not even talking about many months, but a few months. So it's only got to go 6 degrees. So that won't take terribly long. What you could do if you were, really so inclined. 2.5 years would be, say, it could be 30, it could be anywhere between 20 and 30 months. It depends on the exact cycle. But it travels so many degrees per year, so you could divide it out, and that'll give you an idea. But yeah, a few more months. And then it'll be into your third house, and then you should have some sort of easing of the financial situation in your life. Okay, so let's just draw another card, and I'll get further clarification on that. Seeing a lot of green as well, and that is growth. There's blue in the green, so again, it's something to do with your thinking and your self-expression. The sky is the limit, and so there is something that you can think of to improve the situation. Blue here, the High Priestess. Okay, this is all about your spirituality and your intuition. And so that's what you should be following. And of course it's in this card too with the owl. Okay, Spirit can help you out of this situation. Okay, all right, now they're the cards. We're going to look at your horoscope. I'll go like that, I'll go like that. You'll be able to see a bit better. Hopefully you can see the cards there. Right, okay. Alrighty, so this is what's called a private chart, because all the activity is down the bottom here. It's not the best time for you to be going out and making a splash into the world. It's more about you and your family, or the people close to you, or the people that you work with, people you see on a regular basis. You'll see here, well, you may not be able to see it depending on your device. This triangle is actually a minor grand trine between Pluto and Mercury and Venus. This brings actually a creative kind of solution to something, and these three planets together are likely to combine. So something about communications, although you have to be careful when Mercury goes retrograde, and there could be some really creative, intense, because Pluto's quite intense, compelling sorts of communications, but Venus can make it quite pleasant and harmonious as well. So there might be something unpredictable that comes up that is very intense, but it's not unpleasant. Okay, this is a really good omen for you, actually. The phoenix rises from the dead, so maybe you've left a job in the past. It could come back to you, or you're thinking of leaving a job, and there's a sort of rainbow at the end of all of this sort of rain. There's also a partial solar eclipse for Australia and New Zealand on the 1st. I'll talk about that in a minute. Lunar eclipse in Scorpio in your 11th house, shaking things up, involving your connections, your friends, your groups. Something might come out of that. Mercury's retrograde in your house of work. Be careful of all communications. Anything important should be in writing. And then it goes into your 5th house of leisure and pleasure. And so, technology can be involved as well. because sometimes Mercury retrograde affects technology, so your phone calls drop out, your emails disappear, and fun things like that. Back everything up on your computer. Jupiter into your 4th house in Aries, okay, rapidly and spontaneously and actively expanding your home or your family in some way, and it's there for a fair while. I think it was October. No, I'm not sure. I'll have to come. No, 2.5 years. So yeah, it'll be there around between 2 and 2.5 years. All right, so with the partial solar eclipse in Australia and New Zealand, everybody else had it on the 30th. So, but because Australia and New Zealand are ahead in time, along with a few Pacific islands, it happens on the 1st of May. In the 5th house, this can bring new beginnings around socialising, meeting new people, and openly displaying your feelings. You might be feeling, like you want to play games, you have a fun-loving side you want to let out, and you just enjoy creative pursuits, sports and entertainment. So it's a bit of fun. 1st of May to the 28th of May, Venus moves into your 4th house. You may want to make your home more pleasing and comfortable. You may be entertaining with close friends or family. You could be doing decorating or landscaping, or buying something that will give your family more pleasure. And there's a lot of affection here. And even if there has been some sort of discord in the family, it's like someone could offer an olive branch and, resolve some issues that have been going on. So, it's likely to be a very pleasant, harmonious time for you. Then we have 28th of April to the 8th of May. Jupiter sextiles Pluto brings great cooperation with businesses, government agencies, organisations and influential individuals. They could help you out in some way, which is good news. You get more support and cooperation from these people. Even if they ignored you in the past, all of a sudden they become more helpful. Maybe you ring and you get to speak to somebody who is really good at their job, perhaps. Also you might be called upon to become a representative of an organisation or to assume some sort of leadership role, and if you do that you're likely to be quite successful. 3rd of May to the 13th of May, Jupiter conjuncts Venus. This is beautiful. You're feeling much happier. The only issue with it is that you want to spend more money and you have restrictions around your money here and here. So you might feel like maybe you want to buy a new car or something, but you can't really afford it. But this urge to splurge is irresistible. If you're watching what you eat, or if you're dieting, then be extra careful, because Venus loves sweet things, including chocolates and cakes. And so just watch that. It's a great time for socialising, going to parties. If you don't go to a party, you might throw a party in your home, or entertain in your home is quite likely. You could spend more money than you should. That's the only thing. But on the other hand, it's quite a lucky influence too. So if you do buy something, you might get a bonus or a gift, or maybe it's on sale. So you've got this sort of good luck around you that brings unexpected benefits. The 5th of May to the 27th of October is the first hit of Jupiter in your 4th house, expanding everything to do with home and family. You might receive some news, somehow your family is going to expand, or your home is changing. You decide that you're going to do major renovations, for example. And even if you don't, you still want to make your home, you're likely to want to make your home more comfortable, even with soft furnishings, or even just painting is relatively cheap if you do it yourself and you get a big effect. Maybe you're interested in investing in real estate as well, and again you've got to be extra special careful because Saturn here, and doing it when Mercury retrograde is retrograde, it's not a good idea to sign contracts. 5th of May to the 15th of May, Jupiter squares your ascendant. Somebody could offer you a very promising opportunity, or maybe you have an offer for somebody else that is mutually beneficial for both of you. It seems like something is a really good deal, and it could be, but you need to do all the research first, okay? There's some risk involved. So it's like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, whether it's going to work out or not. So you could feel uncertain for a little while about whether to go ahead with it or not. There is definitely potential for new opportunities and fulfilling your desires. The only thing is to watch for over-optimism and unnecessary risk-taking, okay? The best thing to do is often to proceed with some sort of plan, but to avoid wild speculation. Research it thoroughly. 16th of May sees a lunar eclipse in your 11th house up here, making your friends, groups and connections more important. Maybe there's a bit of a shake-up there. You might desire more community support, but perhaps there's somebody that is not on the same page as you, so you have to decide what to do about that. Then we have the 19th of May to the 21st of June. The sun is in your 6th house here. It's a time when you're likely to be doing your best work and taking pride in it. It's a great idea to have a look at how you're using your energy. You could become more efficient and productive by streamlining in some way or cutting something out. It's also a time when you're probably looking at your health, your habits in general, your diet and, fitness or exercise program. 15th of May to the 26th of May, Jupiter sextiles Mercury retrograde. You could have a lot of communications overseas or that are long distance, but with Mercury retrograde, maybe the communications fall over. You could be on a phone call that drops out or emails go missing, so make sure you back everything up. But yeah, people are probably going to help you more, but you need to put it in writing. Okay, that's really quite important. Normally it'd be a good time to advertise or publish. However, you want to be exactly clear about your message that it can't be misinterpreted in any way. 22nd of May to the 13th of June, Mercury retrograde in your 5th house. Entertainments, amusements, games such as chess, crossword puzzles and other sorts of games are quite appealing now. You might enjoy dramatic presentations, creative writing, or maybe some other sort of creative artistic endeavour. You could be quite sort of inspired regarding creative projects. With Mercury retrograde, watch your communications about these things because there could be some delay. 21st of May to the 25th of May, Mercury retrograde sextiles Venus. Okay, so this is very good for your friendships and you might find there's a cooperative, harmonious, very polite sort of tone to all of your interactions now. Maybe you don't want to get involved in heavy discussions, and it's best not to. Mercury retrograde can muck everything up. But enjoy your time and keep it light and airy and breezy. 23rd of May to the 4th of July, Mars moves into your 4th house here, bringing a lot of energy and activity around the home. And you might do it yourself home improvements. And you're working hard in the yard to get things done, changing things around. Just watch for arguments in the family, okay, or friction with parents or close relatives. 23rd of May to the 27th of May, Mercury retrograde trines Pluto. A lot of in-depth conversations here. Watch for revealing secrets. You might find, hear some very private things, and it's best that they stay private, perhaps. Okay, so it's almost like anything to do with superficial answers, superficial matters doesn't interest you now because it's more about mystery and complex things. Is more likely what you're looking at. Also, something that has been lost or hidden. may come to light. Then we have 24th of May to the 29th of May, Mercury retrograde conjuncts the moon. This could be a time of emotional conversations or quite intimate conversations. A lot of memories from the past, reminiscing with someone. You know, you have old memories of people you used to know, and people that you've had a long history with. It's a great time to reflect and review, what's happened, go over it in your mind. Then we have 27th of May to the 22nd of June, and Venus moves into your 5th house. This is fabulous for romance. You could be feeling very motivated to get out and to, look for someone if you're single, find the right person. Or even if you're not single and you're in an established relationship, this could rejuvenate the relationship. It's also a great time for anything artistic, musical, or cultural events or community events, especially if you go in the company of a loved one. And finally, on the 30th of May, there's a new moon in Gemini in the 6th house, bringing new beginnings around your habits, your work. You've got up here, you've got the MC in your 10th house of like general life direction and authority figures. So there could be some sort of, change or implication around your work, that you want to get it more to how you want your life to go. Does your work match your desire about the direction in your life? So this also can bring concerns over your health, diet, nutrition, putting your life in order, and there's quite a big focus on self-improvement. Alrighty, so that's it. That's your horoscope. A lot happening this month for you. I hope this is useful for you. Please let me know in the comments, or leave a like, or share on your socials. That would be fabulous. Thank you so much. And if you are new, please consider joining the channel and hit that notification bell right now. Have a wonderful month, everyone, and many blessings to all. I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.